Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Eve Echoes. I hope you guys got accustomed to our Dominix builds, and I think we kinda did plenty of them. We did the Brawler with torpedoes and heavy drones. We did the mini carrier, which was a snipe using the wardens, which are called our sentries. And the sniper mini carrier kind of allows you to farm AFK, but you know, the ISK per hour is not that great with that build. I mean, it is great, but you can push it even higher, if you know what I mean. And how can you accomplish that? Well, using a brawler fit, but not with heavy drones, but with sentries. Let's go to Koyocire for this awesome build because, well, he actually engineered it and he observed something quite interesting about the encounters and how the NPCs spawn. You see, if you walk at 0 to a beacon of any given encounter, the NPCs, at least in the tech level 10 expert encounters, the NPCs will be spawning at around 15 to 25 kilometers away from the beacon. And you'll know the wardens, which have around 90 to 100 kilometers range. Well, there are some sentry drones that have 25 to 30 kilometers range. Well, it can go towards that 30 kilometer range with some proper skilling, but nonetheless, they're the perfect sentries for this specific kind of job. And why is this build better than the sniper mini carrier? Well, it makes good use of those high slots, and we'll see exactly how. Let's open up the fitting screen and take a look at the modules, and you'll soon understand why I'm saying all that. Starting off with the high slots, we've got 4 medium rapid launchers. These are specifically designed to take care of smaller targets. The problem with the sniping fit is you rely only on your sentries, and what happens with the sentries? Well, if you take a look at the sentry itself, the activation time is around 3 seconds, but this is because I have some extra rigs and maximum skills. Almost maximum skills. With mediocre skills, you're looking at something around 4 seconds. What this means is when your drones are switching targets, they're going to lose 4 seconds. And in a tech level 10 encounter, you're going to see around 18 to 20 NPCs. So that's 4 seconds lost per NPC. If you sum that up, you get to like 1 minute. And of course, with drones not focusing targets from time to time, you might lose even more. And this is what costs you money, because time is money. The faster you finish the encounters, the bigger the tick will be, and the better ISK you will receive in a 20-minute interval. And by tick, I'm not just counting the ISK that you get from the bounties, but also the encounter rewards. Let's continue with our fit inspection, shall we? So as I mentioned, the high slots are specifically designed for small targets, and they deal with frigates and destroyers quite fast, while your sentry drones are focusing the battleships and the battlecruiser and the cruisers that spawn in tech level 10 encounters. On the med slots, we've got the 5 Gallente Mark 9 guards. You can go, if you have the wallet, you can go for Federation Navy guards, which deal even higher damage. But Mark 9 are perfectly fine. Next 3 mid slots are 2 Nosferatus large and 1 web. You'll need the web because, well, let's say it will help your missiles, and it will also help with keeping some of the targets in place for your sentries to inflict maximum damage, but that's only after you've dealt with the small stuff. Moving over to the low slots, we've got 1 large Repper, we've got 1 adaptive armor hardener, and we've got 3 damage amplifiers, plus, you got that right, 1 large afterburner, which is excellent. You don't need a micro warp drive. An afterburner is awesome, and by the way, with this you can actually speed tank. Yeah, I told you guys this a long time ago. For PVE content, battleships with afterburners. For brawling, excellent combination. And with good skills in the afterburners and in Spaceship command for the battleship, you can get to considerable speeds. And considering the fact that you're going to orbit the big stuff at around 4 to 5 kilometers, yeah, you're going to speed tank those. And if you're doing stuff in high-sec islands like Everyone's doing high-sec islands right now, right? I hope so. High-sec islands are one of the best locations to farm encounters. I covered this in a previous video. Go and check it out if you don't know what high-sec islands mean. It means one system in which all encounters get spawned and you don't have to travel much. You just sit in the same system and move from encounter to encounter. So let's take a look at the rigs themselves. We've got 2 drone speed augmenters, and these increase the rate of fire for drones. This is how my rate of fire, the activation time for my guards, is below 3 seconds, and that's top notch. So they fire faster, a lot faster, and this in turn increases DPS a lot. We've got 2 of these, as I mentioned, and we've got 1 drone firepower augmenter, which basically just increases the raw damage of the drones. On the engineering rigs, we've got some whatever capacitor control. I have no idea why I keep this here. Might just throw it away and put a decent capacitor rigs. But yeah, I don't actually need one because you've got 2 large Nosferatus, which you will be keeping active on the big targets to siphon capacitor and, well, apply DPS and keep maintaining your tank. And the other 2 rigs are basically targeting rigs, so I can target stuff faster, so I can switch the drones or put the missiles on the small stuff. It's mostly for the small stuff, so I don't lose time tracking down or targeting or retargeting or whatever. Once they spawn, I get them all inside target reticles and fire away. So the overall damage is quite astonishing. We've got almost 2000 DPS just by having nothing, having nothing activated. And one important role is the Nanocore. Now, out of all the Nanocores for the Dominix and the Dominix II, because they apply to both, by far the best Nanocore for the Dominix is the initial one. Actually, not the initial, the redesigned initial thermogenic 2 type Nanocore. This is because it gives up some incredible bonuses, and they mix and match, you guessed it right, with thermal damage, meaning exactly what I have in the Gallente Sentry drones, which deal thermal damage. Let's switch over to the Nanocore and you'll see exactly why. We've got 22.50%. This is the primary attribute, drone thermal damage. So this is an incredible boost right off the bat. Then we have simple drone damage, 8.66. Then we have a drone thermal damage, 8.97. Again, drone thermal damage, so this applies only to drones dealing thermal damage, which are the Gallente drones. And if you manage to complete the Nanocore itself, down below you will be having even more damage. The last secondary attribute that you can unlock actually has a specific damage for, you can see Minmatar small drone damage, Minmatar medium, Caldari range large, Amar, Gallente, where is it? Gallente large sentry drone. Almost another increase of 9 to 14% in drone damage just for the Gallente Sentry drone. So you can take the damage way over 2500 just by default. And well, the fit is actually great. It's a pleasure flying it and plowing through the waves of NPCs one after the other. And then, you guessed it right, you need to switch to the next encounter. And how do you do that? Well, just before the encounter is finished, while there are 2-3 NPCs left, you deactivate your afterburner and you start aligning. Because the secret is have them all accepted, so you have everything in your overview. Oh, we already have 4. Lucky us. Let's see if we get one more. No, that's enough. We're in Erzo, and in Erzo, you only get around half a bucket of encounters. A full bucket is usually 8 to 9 encounters, but you get half because, well, the system is exactly 2 jumps away from another high-sec system, and half of the encounters get spawned there. But that's also good. We have 4 encounters so far. Let's accept them all. We're not going to warp to them. We're just going to accept them all and add them to our overview, and this will allow us to switch between them right away. So we already have 4 of them accepted. Let's undock and let's get ready to rumble.
Undocking.
Just going into the overview, going to cosmic anomalies, we'll see all the encounters be shown on top of all the other anomalies. So the encounters are at the top layer, and I just need to warp to one of them, warp in 0, and immediately as I arrive, I'll just deploy the drones and start orbiting the bigger target, usually the battleship. We've reached the beacon. As you can see, the NPCs are spawned in a, let's say, in a radius. Let's go and hit approach. We're going to activate our stuff. By the way, if you're running in a Mmor, you don't even need a resistance. You will not need it because, well, the Mmor, at least the NPCs in Mmor, you usually get encounters with Mmorian NPCs. They deal EM damage, and, well, if you're armor tanking, like Dominix, you get 50% resistance against EM, and that's natural resistance. Again, the idea is to cycle between the damage amplifiers, so we'll be constantly hitting around 2400 DPS. As you can see, 2386, that's close enough. So I have around 2600 DPS constantly while I switch through my damage amplifiers. We're going to start orbiting the battlecruiser because the battleship is almost dead. I have around 37 seconds on my damage amplifiers, so I can activate the second one before the first finishes, and I just have to wait and clean every wave. And it's not going to take long. I can do around 3 encounters in 20 minutes, and that's a lot. There's nothing to worry about with this fit, but it is indeed specifically made for being active. This is not an AFK build, and you really need to pay attention to what you're doing. If you really want to increase your damage output and of course your ISK per hour generation. By the way guys, a quick heads up, because of the Chinese New Year, well, the studio, the developers and everyone else there, including customer support, most of them are on vacation. I received a message from the community manager that the Omega giveaway for past week is going to be postponed just by 1 week. So the current giveaway, the current community question of the week is still in effect. If you guys want to participate, drop a comment below with the answer to the question, which is, how do you feel about the new arena system? You know, the DIR reflection. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Should it be improved? What are your suggestions? Drop a comment below and let me know. Participate in the giveaway. We've got 3 Omega Combo clones to give out to you guys. But we're going to be picking the lucky winners next week, unfortunately. So I hope you guys enjoyed the fit. I hope this was a very good demonstration of what it can do. I hope you guys learned something. Thank you guys for watching. Give a big shout out to my channel supporters, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.